The camera snaps on with a close-up of a girl's tear-streaked face under golden sunset light. "Hey, if you're seeing this, it means I finally gathered the courage to tell the whole truth," she whispers, voice cracking. "My name is Rashika Sharma, and 6 months ago I was just the invisible, nerdy assistant everyone laughed at. But one business trip, one moment by the pool, changed everything. If you've ever felt small, unseen, or terrified to speak up, stay till the end. This is for you. Like and subscribe so we can remind each other that no one deserves to be treated like background noise. Let's begin." She wipes her eyes, forces a tiny smile, and the screen fades into the story. Rashika Sharma, 26, oversized glasses, frizzy hair always in a messy bun, cardigans 2 sizes too big, had been working for Arjun Malhotra for exactly 1,147 days. She counted them the way prisoners count scratches on walls. Arjun Malhotra, 34, billionaire CEO of Aurora Tech, face constantly on Forbes covers, jawline sharp enough to cut glass, barely knew she existed beyond coffee orders and color-coded schedules. People called her the walking spreadsheet. Behind her back, the office called her Arjun's human Alexa. She laughed along because that's what quiet girls do when they want to keep their jobs. But Rashika wasn't just quiet. She was brilliant. Top of her class at IIT Bombay, gold medalist, could code in her sleep, memorized every line of every financial report Arjun ever touched. She fixed his presentations at 3 a.m. when investors were coming at 9. She caught a $14 million error in the Singapore deal that would have tanked the company. Arjun got the applause. She got a "good catch" email with no exclamation mark. Then came the Dubai trip. A make-or-break investor summit. Arjun's usual glam team was down with food poisoning. His stylist quit dramatically on Instagram Live. So, for the first time ever, he had to take Rashika, the only one left who knew the deck inside out. On the private jet, he didn't even look up from his laptop. "Rashika, book me a masseuse at the hotel. And make sure the suite has the 1,200 thread count sheets. Last time they gave me 800 and I nearly fired someone." "Yes, sir," she answered, fingers flying over her tablet, hiding the fact that she'd already done it 2 weeks ago because she knew he'd forget. The Burj Al Arab was paradise on steroids. Marble everywhere, gold everywhere, views that made you believe God had a favorite child. Arjun disappeared into meetings. Rashika sat in the corner of every room, taking notes, whispering corrections into his ear when he mixed up revenue figures. The investors adored him. They never once looked at her. Day 3 was the pool party. The investors wanted relaxed networking. Translation, bikinis, champagne, and Instagram stories. Arjun told Rashika to make herself useful by the bar. She showed up in her usual uniform, black slacks, white shirt, blazer despite the 40 degrees Celsius heat, because she didn't own a swimsuit. She'd never needed one. She stood awkwardly holding a tray of mocktails, praying no one would talk to her. That's when Vanessa happened. Vanessa, Arjun's on-again, off-again model girlfriend, arrived late, air-kissing everyone, 6 feet of legs and confidence. She spotted Rashika and smirked. "Oh my god, Arjun, you brought your librarian to a pool party," she laughed, loud enough for the entire terrace to hear. Phones turned. Someone snorted champagne. Arjun glanced over, annoyed. "She's here to work, Vanessa. Leave it." But Vanessa smelled blood. She sauntered over, heels clicking. "Sweetie, are those your dad's glasses? And honey, linen wrinkles. You look like a melted candle." Laughter rippled. Rashika's cheeks burned so hot she thought she'd faint. She tried to laugh it off. I'm fine, really." Vanessa flicked a droplet of water from her glass onto Rashika's white shirt. It bloomed transparent over her bra. Cameras flashed. "Oops," Vanessa said, fake innocence dripping. "You should probably go change before you scare the investors." Rashika couldn't breathe. The terrace spun. She heard someone whisper, "Poor thing, she's going to cry." She was. Tears welled up, hot and unstoppable. She turned to run, blazer flapping, glasses fogging, when a voice cut through the noise like a blade. "Enough. Arjun." He was across the pool a second ago. Now he stood between Rashika and Vanessa, shoulders rigid, eyes darker than she'd ever seen. "Apologize," he said to Vanessa, voice low, dangerous. Vanessa rolled her eyes. "Arjun, come on, it was a joke. Apologize. Now." The terrace went dead silent. Even the DJ lowered the music. Vanessa opened her mouth, realized every investor was staring, and muttered, "Sorry," before stalking off. Arjun didn't watch her go. He turned to Rashika, took off his linen shirt, yes, the man was sculpted like a Greek god under the suits, and draped it over her shoulders, covering the wet stain. His voice dropped so only she could hear. "You don't deserve that. Not 1 second of it." Rashika couldn't speak. She just stared up at him, tears sliding down her cheeks, clutching the shirt that smelled like sandalwood in him. He faced the crowd, voice booming now. "For anyone who missed it, this is Rashika Sharma. She's the reason Aurora Tech is valued at $8 billion today. She found the bug in our AI that would have cost us hundreds of millions. She rewrote the Singapore contract in one night when legal screwed up. She's the smartest person in every room I walk into, including this one. And if anyone, disrespects her again, you're off my guest list, my investor list, and out of my life. Permanently." You could hear a champagne bubble pop. Then he did something no one expected. He took Rashika's shaking hand, pulled her gently to the edge of the infinity pool, and sat down with her, legs dangling in the water like they were two normal people. He looked at her, really looked at her for the first time in 3 years. I'm sorry, he said quietly. I've been a blind idiot. You've been carrying me this whole time, and I never saw you. Rashika laughed through her tears. You weren't supposed to see me. That was the job. No, he said fiercely. That was my failure. The sun was setting now, painting the sky blood orange and gold. The investors drifted away, sensing this wasn't for them anymore. Arjun reached up, gently removed her fogged glasses, cleaned them on his shirt that she was still wearing, and slid them back on her face. There you are, he whispered. She looked at him, really looked back. And for the first time, she didn't feel invisible. Later that night, on the private balcony of the presidential suite, he asked her to dinner. Not as boss and assistant. As Arjun and Rashika. She said yes. The next morning, the internet exploded. Photos of the mysterious girl in Arjun Malhotra's shirt went viral. Headlines screamed, "Who is the woman who made the billionaire lose control?" But Rashika didn't care about the headlines. She cared that when she walked into the summit the next day, hair down for the first time in years, wearing a simple emerald dress she'd bought at 2 a.m. with trembling hands, Arjun stood up from the head of the table and pulled out her chair. Right next to his. And when the lead investor asked, "Who's presenting the Q4 projections?" Arjun didn't stand. He looked at Rashika and smiled. She is. She did. Flawlessly. The room hung on every word. When it was over, the applause wasn't for Arjun. It was for her. 6 months later, back in the present, the camera zooms in again on Rashika's face. She's in a different place now, sunlit office with her name on the door, Chief Strategy Officer, Aurora Tech. Her hair is still a little frizzy, glasses still slightly crooked, but her smile is bright enough to power cities. That girl by the pool, she says softly. She thought her story was over. But it was just beginning. If you're watching this and someone's made you feel small, remember, your worth isn't decided by people who can't see you. One day, someone will. Or better yet, you'll see yourself. She leans closer to the camera. And when that day comes, don't you dare shrink. The screen fades to text. Rashika and Arjun got married last month on a quiet beach in Goa. She wore her mother's old sari. He cried when she walked toward him. P.S. Vanessa's apology video currently has 11 likes. Rashika's voice, gentle but firm, if this story touched you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear they're enough. We rise by lifting each other. See you in the next one. Fade to black. End.